Hello, Normans, and welcome back to this week's Norman News. I'm Grace Sawomi.
And I'm Rachel Shabanian. Stay tuned on news on the PSAT.
And more around the COVID variant. Around the school in 15 minutes, this is the Norman News. Hello, Normans, and welcome back from break. We hope you had an amazing week off. Juniors, and for those of you who are participating and taking the PSAT this year, your PSAT scores will be posted on December 7th. To access your scores, you will need to make an account on mycollegeboard.org. If you already have an account, you do not need to make another one. If your email address was properly written on your Scantron you took at the PSAT, you should have already received an email with all of this information. Good luck, juniors. Now to Rachel with health.
Thanks, Grace. Will the COVID vaccine help fight against the Omicron variant? Scientists gathered on Sunday in hopes of an answer. Studies have found that the variant may actually be more easily transmissible in comparison to previous variants, such as the Delta variant. However, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine should still have some efficacy against the variant. However, Pfizer and Moderna are preparing to create a new formulation if necessary. Scientists state that a few more weeks of observation of the variant is necessary to create a clearer picture of how large of a threat the Omicron is. It was first found in South Africa and has continued to spread throughout the United Kingdom, Australia, Israel, and Hong Kong. Scientists worry about the spread of infection due to the heavy traveling that will occur this holiday season. Stay tuned for more info. Now to Ed in with more news on the new variant.
Thanks, Rachel. Today we have breaking news coming straight from Africa as a new variant of the COVID-19 virus has been identified and reported. This news comes almost 2 years after the start of the pandemic, which emerged in early 2020 and has taken more than 5 million lives around the world. Countries are on high alert. Many have already imposed travel restrictions on flights from southern Africa as they seek to buy time to assess whether the Omicron variant is more contagious than the current dominant Delta variant. All around the world, countries such as the UK and the US have restricted travel access and now require all people entering the country from Africa to be tested immediately upon landing. As for now, little information is known about the mutation and whether the current vaccinated citizens are immune to it or not. However, researchers such as Dr. Fauci are urging people to stay safe and to wear a mask. Now let's send it to Jacob with national news.
Thanks, Eden. Nissan announced Monday that it plans to spend $17.6 billion over the next 5 years as it adds 20 new battery-powered vehicles to its lineup. Investors have boosted the share price of the car makers, especially those that are betting on big electric vehicles, specifically relative newcomers such as Tesla and more historic manufacturers like Ford Motors and Volkswagen. The amount the company plans to invest in the next 5 years is twice what it has planned to spend on electric vehicles since 2010. Nissan CEO said that he wants Nissan to lead the way as cars shift from gasoline to electric power, but he was cautious about setting electric vehicle sales targets. Under the former CEO, Nissan once promised to sell 1.5 million electric vehicles by 2016, a target they missed by a wide margin. Now to Nora with local news.
Thanks, Jacob. The police department in Beverly Hills arrested 4 adults and 1 minor because they were connected to the 3 armed robberies that happened this week. 2 of them were on November 22nd and the other one took place on the 23rd, but thankfully no injuries were reported. The first robbery was near Elm Drive and Charlieville Boulevard, while the second was near Rexford and Charlieville. With the help of the Los Angeles Police Department, they were able to arrest the criminals at around 1:30 a.m. Now it's Natalie with this week's movie review.
Thanks, Nora. West Side Story will be released on December 10th, 2021, starring Ansel Elgort, Rachel Zegler, and Ariana DeBose. Elgort previously starred in Baby Driver and The Fault in Our Stars, while Zegler is fairly new to the film industry. This adaptation of the famous 1957 musical West Side Story is about forbidden love and rival street gangs of different ethnic backgrounds, the Jets and the Sharks. Like a modern-day Romeo and Juliet, Tony and Maria are on opposite sides of an ongoing city rivalry. Maria and Tony fall in love amidst the strife of racial bigotry and warring gangs. Tony must decide between loyalty to his gang and the girl he loves. As the drama unfolds, the music, rich choreography, costume, and set design bring you back to another time.
The world is full of light. This is my first time in New York City. I want to be happy here. I want to make a life, a home.
Are you ready? Tonight is about family. The first gringo boy who smiles at you.
I never seen you before. You're not Puerto Rican.
Is that okay?
Do you want to start World War III?
You know, I wake up to everything I know either getting sold or wrecked or being taken over by people that I don't like.
You keep away from him. As long as you're in my house.
I'm a grown-up now, Bernardo. I'm gonna think for myself.
Tony, we need you if we're going to war. Who are you? Friend or foe?
If you go with him, no one will ever forgive you. Life matters even more than love.
Thank you so much, Natalie. West Side Story looks amazing, and I can't wait to go check it out.
Go get your tickets for West Side Story this week. Now to Jasmine with food.
A great way to get into baking is by following recipes and watching YouTube videos to learn. One of my favorite YouTube bakers is Laura Vitale. Laura Vitale has over 1,000 recipes and almost 4 million subscribers on YouTube. Personally for me, Laura is what helped me get into baking, and I learned from many of her techniques. Some of my favorite recipes she has created are her cookie dough brownies and Ferrero Rocher cupcakes. These are both quick and easy recipes that anyone can try. They include ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry. All you need is some all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, eggs, chocolate chips, and vanilla extract to try to make these brownies. Every time I make these brownies, they come out as a hit, so I highly recommend them. Now to Matthew with gaming.
Thanks, Jasmine. With the recent ports of Death's Door to essentially all platforms, I thought it would be a perfect time to cover it. In Death's Door, you play as a little crow, sent on a mission to collect a soul from what can best be described as a plant thing, before getting that soul stolen from you by an older crow, who is attempting to open a door of no return. Death's Door, that's the title. He then sends you to gather 3 large souls from individuals who refuse to accept death across the land, in the hopes of opening Death's Door. Now, the game's story, from the light I put it in, sounds quite intense, depressing, and possibly nihilistic. But honestly, the game is quite charming and funny. Most interactions that you have with other with the other crows in what is essentially afterlife accounting, and other characters like Pothead, who's just a very jovial knight with a pot full of stew for a head, is what makes this game so cute and charming. The gameplay is a simple and fun action-adventure game as you travel throughout beautifully stylized environments, solving puzzles and killing enemies and bosses with fun mechanics, all helped out by fun weapons, achievements, and serenading music, and that passion that permeates throughout this charming little game. I give Death's Door a high recommendation. It's short, sweet, fun, and easy for anyone to play due to its variety of platforms that it can be found on. For just $20, now to Maya with makeup.
Thanks, Matthew. As you may have heard, Charlotte Tilbury has recently released a new tinted moisturizer. A lot of people are raving about how great this product is, since it makes you look not cakey but also cover the spots you want to hide, while looking dewy and having that no makeup look. Now to Natasha with the weather.
Thank you, Maya. Hello, Normans, and welcome to this week's weather forecast for the week of November 29th, 2021. This week in Los Angeles, we will be experiencing sunny skies with highs in the 70s throughout the week. Today, it is sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 48. Tuesday, we'll continue to see sunshine with a high of 73 degrees. Wednesday, skies are clear with an increase to 75 degrees. Thursday, there will be a high of 73 degrees and a low of 54. Finally, on Friday, we will be in the low 70s. Thank you for watching this week's weather forecast. I'm Natasha Jadidalahi, and have a great week. Now, let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Natasha, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Norman News. I'm Grace Sawomi.
And I'm Rachel Shabanian. We will see you next week.